Well, you politely come on in. Please welcome Karen Fukuhara. Please go out. Yeah, I think some people like to perch up on the top.
Ooh,
like to
okay.
sit down there, so.
I'm gonna skirt. Stay down here.
Down low, right? Okay, I'll perch on this end like this is an awkward blind date.
Oh, why?
He can't drive, don't get him down.
Just to let you in on the secret, I backed out of the driveway this morning and got hit by another car.
No, you didn't.
And people were like, oh my God, Barbara, that's okay, it wasn't my car. And that makes everyone sort of went, oh, right, you're off the hook. Yeah, so that's what that was about. But it's not about me nor my driving, it's about Karen, so it's fantastic to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
What a wonderful day to have you at an event such as this. Just said to the guys all the questions that they have, there must be so many. And of course, you must answer a lot as well too. So one of my first questions to you is, what question? Oh, is it on? Is it working?
Yes, it's on. Sorry.
Can you hear? Is that right? All good?
Yeah, Bill had to really lick one before because it wasn't working so well.
Had to lick one to get it working.
Had to like right up here.
Alright, well, I'm not going to lick this one then.
That's a real static risk. Yeah. But my question is, so far, what is the single most common question you've been asked?
Oh my goodness.
So this will just stop it from happening here too much.
The single most asked question is, how was it working with Jared Leto?
Oh really?
Yes, yeah, and I mean, I understand because, he went through, I'm not sure if he calls it method, but it's commonly called, method acting. He didn't break character the entire time. So I'd love to tell you guys what he is like in person and what Jared Leto likes to eat and what he likes to do for fun, but I don't really know him. Yeah, I only know the Joker. I met him on set a couple times, and he's been the creepy but awesome Joker. That
he was in the
screen.
role, wasn't he? He totally embraced it.
Yes.
Was that okay for you and the others, or did people at times sort of go, oh.
Well, in the beginning, of course, I mean, it's cool as an actor to see that. I think it's inspiring. But the role is the Joker. So that's when it gets a little bit scary, right? Because if it was just any other character, then it's just meeting a new person. But it's meeting the Joker, and he's a crazy, psychotic person. But it's really interesting to see how he interacts with not only the other superheroes, supervillains in the movie, but also the crew members.
Alright, did you get any nasty gifts from him?
I did. I got a box full of adult toys, which is funny because I live with my parents still. Yes, and I had to take them home. Oh, it's from the Joker, I have to take it home. So I came back from Toronto and I opened up my suitcase and my mom finds a couple of the things that he gave me, and she goes, what is that? And I was like, oh, it's fine, Mom, it's from the Joker, it's not mine. She was like, sure. So it's fun. I got adult toys. A fun one I got was a porn magazine of women. Thank you, Jared. And I got him to sign it, but instead of him signing it as Jared, he signed, Joker was here. So it's cool, neat.
Valuable porn. That's great.
So much porn.
Right. The questions have already begun, so if you guys, I'm sure you have a lot to ask.
Sorry to have interjected.
No, that's all right. No, I'll leave them with anything I want to ask as well too. But next question, anybody have any questions like that they want to ask about Katana? Yes?
Thank you. My question is, who was the best one to work with on Suicide Squad?
A lot of people ask that question, and they ask me, who's your best friend on set? But I think, as you can tell maybe through social media, all of us were so close with one another. I have an immense amount of trust amongst the squad members. I have Will Smith's number in my phone, and he's texted me saying, if you ever need help with anything, call me. Margot, yeah, he's so nice and funny. you know, Margot, Joel, Jai, Jay, Kara, we all have a group thread going. Will's in it too. And you know, whenever we're in the same town, because everyone works globally, whenever we're in LA or in wherever together, we get a couple of drinks or have a potluck or bring our family members, and you know, because some of us have kids, not me. It's a really cool family community that we've created.
Question. If not, I want to ask a question quickly. In the film, there are some pretty awesome little moments with character stuff going on there. How many of those were ad-lib? Like, how much were you allowed to play? And how many, and have you got any stories about those or how they come about?
I think we stayed pretty true to the script.
Okay.
From what I've seen. A lot of the Joker Harley scenes I was not a part of, so I wasn't on set on those days. So maybe, I feel like Jared would throw in a couple ad-lib lines though.
You seem like that?
Right? Doesn't he seem like that, you guys? But I think we stayed pretty true to the script. There were moments when David Ayer, our director, would have trust in us to, you know, for me specifically, he would say, Katana, can you say this in Japanese? And then I would have to translate it on the spot. And then
wow, okay. So just with no warning, and if you didn't know, it was like, right, okay.
Yeah, the whole monologue I did, the whole part I did with the sword, and it's kind of right before the last battle. That was a page that David had created 20 minutes before shooting, and he said, translate it, memorize it, we're shooting it. Yeah, so I was like, yes sir. It ended up being all right, but it's really great how much he trusted us with being the character. You know, he didn't doubt us.
Right, he trusted you, he knew you could make it your own and just flow with it. Oh, so cool.
So how much is actually correct? How much do you just turn it into a menu? So it sounds all big and powerful. You say, yeah, no, but fried chicken and
Oh wait, what?
when you need to translate it, when you need to translate to Japanese, how much of it is actually what was written in English, and how much of it do you just make up on this? You're like, hey, he doesn't know what I'm saying.
Oh no. I tried to say exactly what he wanted, but you know, in different languages, you have you can't do literal translations. You sometimes. There were moments when he wanted me to say something, and I would have to say, if I were to stay true to the character in Japanese, we wouldn't say anything here. The silence would mean more than the words. So there were moments when it was a little bit difficult to translate on the spot, but yeah, it worked out in the end. Thank God.
Oh, yes, Kristen?
Or the Panther shirt. Yes, the Panther.
How did you approach getting into the character, turning it from a comic book character into a film character?
So the first day I went to Toronto and met with David officially. He gave me the Katana comics to base my acting off of, and I read the comics, and he had mentioned he wanted to stick pretty true to the character that's portrayed. But he wanted her to be a little more human, and she's not just this cold-blooded killer. She does have a story behind her, and there are reasons behind why she's doing everything. So I think that's a very important point that I tried to portray through the mask even, because she's not just going about killing people. She has honor and loyalty and all of that. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah.
I love the questions.
Counting out Jared Leto's shenanigans, were there many pranks between actors on the set?
I'm not sure. Pranks, burns. Every day was a big party because every single day something new would happen. We've had Jack Courtney is a big one. He's a big prankster. He ran around set one day, so I'll just tell the whole story. He was in his trailer taking a shower in his trailer, hopped out of the shower and had a towel around his waist. And David Ayer, our director, he just kind of strolled in and knock knock, hey Jai. And as soon as he did that, Jai drops his towel and starts running towards David, completely naked. And David is a fast runner, so he's running around the entire lot of the studio, completely naked, doing a Terminator run. Such perfect form. I've never seen such beautiful running in my life. I mean, it's just such a glorious running. He never caught David, though. David ran for his life.
More questions? Yes, very good.
Hello, man.
Who are your top 3 favourite bad guys in the movie?
Top 3 bad guys as a character. I think Boomerang is such a lovable character, right? He's bad, but he's just kind of a naughty little flavoring in the yeah, I love him. I also love the Joker. I think what he did with the character, it must have been difficult because there have been so many great Jokers before, and he had to do something different but just as good. So I think the Joker, and then I gotta love Harley Quinn. Yeah. I was on set and I kind of just fell in love with her. She's just fun. She's bubbly. She's a spark of spontaneity, and you never know what's coming when you're around her. So those 3 are my top favorites.
Next question, yes, yeah.
How did it feel holding the sword?
I'm sorry?
How did it feel when you holded the katana sword?
Ooh. It was a surreal feeling because right when I read the comics, I knew that the Soul Taker had to be a different character. It wasn't just a weapon. You know, my husband is trapped within the sword, and there are supernatural qualities about it. And so when I saw the sword in person, it was a special connection that I had to make. And it was amazing. They made so many different versions of it. They had a real sword that was actually sharp. I cut my finger with it during our camera test, and then they realized that they probably should not let me hold that one. And then we had a steel one, and the aluminum one, the wood one, the stunt sword, all different versions of them, but they hold a very special place in my heart. A lot of sweat and working out with it.
Why is to say a sword has a special place in your heart? Tell me. It's painful.
I know. I tried to take it home, or I was going to ask for it, and then I realized that I don't know how to get it through TSA.
Of course, yes.
Yeah, so I said, oh, well, better get the jacket or the mask.
I'll be something safer then.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, awesome. Questions? Anybody? This down here.
Hey Karen, my question to you is, are you a big fan of the character?
Of my character?
Yeah.
Of course!
Like before you got the...
Oh no, not when I did not know about the character when I auditioned for it. I didn't even know I was auditioning for Katana. They didn't tell you anything. Very secretive. The entire script was printed on red paper so that we couldn't photocopy it and distribute it. Yeah, and then they collected everything. Sometimes I come to these conventions and fans ask if I can give them a signed piece of the script, and I just don't have it because they collected everything and they wanted to keep it safe. And your question was, did I love the character? No. So I didn't know about the character, and going into the audition, they didn't even tell me that it was Suicide Squad. So, no idea.
So what?
Pleasant surprise.
You mind if I ask, what did they tell you when you went into the audition there? You went in and they gave you some things to do, but it didn't ring any bells. Do you think that might have almost helped in a way? You were sort of going, all right, there's Katana, I've got to learn this. Your innocence, maybe?
I think it did, because I was treating every audition equally. I think it would have been very nerve-wracking if I knew how big or what kind of caliber this movie would become. When I auditioned for it, my manager said, it's a comic book film.
Cool.
That's all it was, and I didn't know if it was Marvel, DC, anything, so.
No tingles of excitement, nobody winking going, this comic book film.
Yeah,
you know?
nobody, but I'm very lucky.
Yeah.
Very lucky. I think the first moment I realized what I was in for was San Diego Comic-Con. We went to that, we flew in for that from filming in Toronto, in the middle of filming, so we were only in San Diego for about 3 to 5 hours maybe. We did the panel for 10 minutes, and then we did photos with Batman, Superman cast, and ate some food, went home. So, but that's when I saw Hall H, if any of you have been, filled with fans and our posters up on the walls, and that's when I realized it's gonna be something. Yeah.
The rest of the cast, you talk about Jared Leto getting a lot of the press and things because he is the Joker. And was it ever a little more than just mildly, Jared? Did you guys get bothered by it at all? Did you go, oh, they're all after Jared? Or was it quite fun to be out of the spotlight when he took it? Like, I mean, you know, he got a lot of it. You all got lots of attention, but he got a lot of it.
Oh no, I think he deserves it. I think he deserves it. He did such an awesome job being the Joker. Yeah, no, none of that. Yeah, we had, I think, him being the Joker and him sending the gifts helped us as a squad because he helped us envision what we were bringing onto screen into real life. And so our feeling towards the Joker was real. It wasn't just acting or putting it on. We did have this team feeling of, we got to get back at him. We have to, you know, as a team, we have to fight him. And I think not every actor gets to experience that. So.
All right, questions still open. Everybody seems satisfied in their questions. I like the one. Yes, in the front here.
If the opportunity came up to do a solo film.
Yes, definitely. Give me the papers now. I will sign it. I'll sign it. I'd love to because, you know, Katana does have her own comic book and she has her just complex backstory that wasn't discovered in the film, and I think that it needs to be somewhere, either a standalone or the next Suicide Squad or Birds of Prey, I don't know, something. I'm hoping. Yeah.
And apparently, according to another guest who's here as well, we hold the power to that in our hands. Is that right? Somebody said recently, they said, you can make this happen. Everyone was like, yeah, and they were like, well, don't look at me. So yeah.
I feel like a lot of fans say, hey, please, like, it would be nice if the sequel would come up, or, you know, they always ask about the sequel. And I'm always saying that if the fans want it, of course, the studios will make it.
If you build it, they will come.
Yeah, but if they never know that you want the film, then why would they, you know? Yeah, so I think it's being active about it. And all of us, all of the cast members are always wanting to portray their characters again. And
right, we all have homework, yeah? Cool.
Yes.
All right, good. That's your homework for tonight. That's great.
We all just want to film together again. It's so much fun.
Yeah. That's why I was asking before about just playing in films and the fun that you guys are having together on set. That's why I was also wondering, I don't know why, but I always like to find out the in-jokes that are on set, the things that you guys do. Is there ever a moment where you are acting and you think, if I just do this wee thing, it might become a trademark, or it might become her thing, or they might go with it. Is there much praying like that around? Or you, as you say, you're stuck to the script?
Good question. Great question. I think Margot, I don't want to speak for her, but it might be fun just to know maybe. I think what Margot wanted to put in a couple bubblegum pops in there.
Right.
And she did that. She did some bat swings, the signature twirling around. You know, a bat is here behind her neck and then just ready for battle, like that. What else? I know Jai was having so much fun with the unicorn. That was a very spontaneous thing that David and him came up with.
After seeing Deadpool, a unicorn is just dirty. Just dirty, dirty, dirty.
Unicorn?
Deadpool.
Yeah, wait, what?
Have you seen Deadpool?
Yes. Oh, in the beginning of the movie, was it?
No, in the movie.
Was it in the end?
Middle part.
In the middle.
Yeah.
In the middle.
I think this is more homework for everyone to see. Yeah.
Yeah, everyone needs to see
I'll
Deadpool.
tell you.
Okay.
If you've already seen it, see it
I'll tell you
again.
I
tonight in the
remember
cocktail
there
party.
was roast, yeah. I'm not sure.
So Mario would play and Ron would play. Did you ever get the feeling you could play as well too today? Well, as you say, you had a sharp sword, but you had the blunt ones as well too.
Yeah.
So obviously they're playing with the sharp sword, but with the weird things
Did
we
I
thought.
do anything that made it a signature move? I'm not sure.
How rude.
I'm not sure if I could have had a lot more fun. I'm not sure if I could have more freedom with Katana, because with such free characters like Boomerang and Harley, anything kind of goes. But staying true to Katana's character, she wouldn't just do something. She's very stoic,
She's
quiet.
regimented and,
Yes.
and honourable and sort of,
Yeah, so she wouldn't just like kick someone for the heck of it, or you know, things like
Yeah,
that. So I'm not sure if I did anything of it. I made a conscious effort to not engage in conversation.
Right.
Yes. Harley Quinn, nice to meet you. And all the jokes that they would throw in there, it was so hard not to laugh. But I made an effort not to laugh.
Oh, so you were required to remain stoic even when they're all laughing and stuff.
Yeah.
Just nothing. You meant to show nothing. Yeah.
For me, I chose to.
Oh, you chose to, right? Okay.
I mean, David
so-
didn't say don't do that, but
Right.
I don't think she would burst out laughing.
No, that's separate. Yeah, it doesn't
Exactly.
cover it, yeah.
How, like,
Yes, thank you.
how much of your hair did David cut off?
My hair was up to here. David cut it up to here. Yeah, and it was, I knew my hair was gonna get cut because you know, I saw the comic and obviously, but we were doing rehearsals for a month and a half in pre-production, and one day we walk into rehearsal and David goes, "Go over there, do the hairdresser." So I go to get my hair done, and they put my hair in pigtails, and then David comes in, and then he takes the scissor, and he goes, and he was the one that cut my hair. And I was like, oh, okay. There was no pretense. There was no like, are you ready? It was just, okay, here we go. So,
How long has it taken you to get it down to there?
Couple of years. All throughout college, I wanted long hair. I cut it, yeah, like 4 to 5 years. It's okay. It's all worth it, though. Yeah. It's all worth it. I would cut it again any day.
Hey, how different was the movie that you started filming to the one that we actually saw? Or was it pretty much the same?
The original script is very different from the movie because we had 2 weeks of reshoots and we filmed the entire end scene.
Right, which did you prefer?
I'm not sure, to be honest. I really think that I would have loved to see more of the Harley Joker scenes because I didn't even get to see them because I wasn't on set for those movies. But I hear there was an extended cut coming out, so I haven't seen that yet. Maybe you guys will enjoy watching that.
What is the Harley movie coming out?
I have no idea.
Oh, Margot's producing it.
I know it's happening, but I have no idea when or what the ins and outs of that is.
Questions around? Everyone's fully satisfied with their art, really? Yes, we have one over here, yeah.
Hi Karen, my question is this the first time you ever did solo training or you've done it in the past?
First time.
First time?
First time. On the auditions sheet, they said, we want you to do, you know, an acting portion, and then a minute of martial arts, and a minute of sword fighting. So if you have a sword at home, just bring it, and, and you know, show us how it's done. And I was thinking, who the hell has a sword just lying around? And then I realized that a lot of the Comic-Con fans have swords at home, and they were like, oh, I have one at home. I have about 5 or 6. And I was like, oh, okay. So I guess it's a common thing.
Also for medieval fighting.
Oh, is that what it is?
Or my
LARPing?
Yeah,
LARPing?
my exes do medieval fighting.
Oh, okay, okay.
So for them, it's like a sword is like a kind of sporting equipment, and their like 1-year-old is playing with swords.
No,
that's fine. They're not sharp.
So this is where I need to ask how I bring a sword into the country. Right? I should ask you guys. I don't know what I'm doing.
It's New Zealand. They're more worried about oranges than swords.
Yeah. Oranges.
Yeah, any fruit would get really upset.
Oh,
Swords are fine.
They were very thorough at the security check. They were like, do you have any livestock on you? I was like, no.
Did they say livestock on you?
Yeah, or livestock, or
No, I don't have a cow.
That's a lie.
But your question was, no, I haven't done any sword fighting before, but I've had a training in martial arts, and that's helped immensely with the fight choreography.
Yeah.
Because, you know, a choreographed fight is only a dance if there is no intent behind it. And so coming from a martial arts background, I know why I'm doing something, or when, why, all of those things. So that helped immensely.
That's a great line. A choreographed fight is only a dance without intent behind it. What a fantastic line. Wow.
Should I quote it?
It's good. Is it yours, or is it?
I've never, yeah.
Okay, wow, yes. Yes, quite. You have a question over here?
Yes. How long did it take for you to get into the character of Katana?
I think when I read the comic book and I did a little bit more research on the character, I naturally kind of fell into her because I had grown up with the Japanese culture in the background and watching samurai films all my life. So I felt like I knew her, and it wasn't so hard becoming her because I knew her so well. But I never felt truly like Katana until I went through all of the sword fighting training, and I had the muscles with the fitness training in order to do all the moves, because she is such a master at her craft. If I didn't know everything by muscle memory, I didn't think I could do her justice. And so when I started doing the physical stuff, that's when everything clicked.
Thank you.
I mean, we've got time for one, maybe 2 questions left. So if you guys, yes, we have another one over here.
Hello again.
If you could be any other DC character in the universe, what would you be?
Batman. I would be the world's smallest Batman. 5'2".
I'd see that.
Yeah.
You would be that. No.
All right. Yes, here we go.
Oh yeah.
I missed the first question, but what's next?
What's next?
What's next?
There's nothing I can say right now.
Best
Nothing I can say right now, but I will let you know when I can.
All right. Okay. I've got one question just to finish as well too. You talked about enjoying all the samurai films as you were growing up and all that kind of thing.
Yes, I don't know the names of any of them.
No, it's okay. It's all right.
Okay.
No, I wasn't going to quiz you on any as well too, but I was just thinking all of that. When you finally got the sword training and stuff to play katana, did things kind of feel like they slotted into place? Like you sort of went clunk. Yeah, I get this. These moves I've seen before. I can do this.
Yes.
It must have been nice. And do you reckon that was part of the casting thing as well too, where they were just like, okay, so you got a feel for it, did they need to see a wee bit of you doing your thing, obviously, in casting? Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, for the audition, I did do a martial arts and sword fighting demonstration.
Right.
So I think they knew that I could move.
Yeah.
And it all just kind of clicked, you know?
Yeah, cool. Excellent. Good. Just clicked.
It clicked.
Excellent. Well, Karen Fukuhara, thank you so much for coming along. Ladies and gentlemen, Karen Fukuhara. We look forward to this mysterious next part of the
Oh, I know. What is that?
Yeah, this catches out all the guests as well too. People just are throwing themselves off a ledge, and if you're down there, yes, you can't see the crash pad, so that's alarming. Yeah. Sarah gets scared.
Celebrities were doing it too.
Really? But do you have a harness on?
Well, if you no, it's a crash pad. Stand up.
Oh my god! Oh my goodness!
This is now the day that Karen ran over to the window and alarmed. They're all going to die, but they're fine. Awesome. Okay.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, thanks for coming along, everybody.
Thank you so much. It means so much to see people attend.
Yeah. Well, it means a lot. Thanks for coming along, Karen. Thank you very much. Cheers, guys.